Good morning, children. We were discussing in biology our chapter 2, Nutrition in Animals. We saw the digestive system of human beings, right? And how the food is broken down into all its components: carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, mineral, water, and roughages. How all the food components are absorbed by the body parts are explained, right? So we discussed mouth, esophagus and stomach, and we saw that carbohydrates is broken down in mouth, and peristalsis is nothing but the movement of food in your esophagus. That is, as the food moves, the food pipe expands and contracts, allowing it to move downward. And again in the stomach you have the protein being broken down, right? So the next organ we are going to discuss is small intestine. But before seeing about the small intestine, we also wanted to know about two important organs which helps us in the process of digestion. Okay, so this small intestine is about 7.5 meters long, and it receives juices from liver and pancreas. Okay, these are the two important organs which will help in the process of digestion. So what is liver and what is pancreas? Liver is red in color and it is the largest gland in the body. Okay, so gland is nothing but which secretes a liquid juice like substances for the certain purposes in the human body. Okay, so this is the liver is the largest gland, and where it is located, it is present in the upper part of your abdomen. Abdomen is nothing but the stomach region, intestine, all together would be called by a name called abdomen. That is the lower part of the body. So in the abdomen, towards your right side and in the upper part you have your liver. So this is how a liver will look like. A liver has a connection to gallbladder. Okay, gallbladder is nothing but a small projection from liver which will collect and store the bile juice secreted by the liver. So as I told you, liver is the largest gland. So gland means it secretes something. So what does the liver secrete? The liver secrete bile juice. Okay, bile, B-I-L-E, bile juice. It is important for the process of digestion. And where is this bile is collected and stored means it is stored in your gallbladder. And from the gallbladder there is a connection to your stomach. Okay, so the bile juice is responsible for the digestion of fat. Again, fat is a food component and it is broken down into simpler substances with the help of bile juice. Okay, the next organ we are going to see is your pancreas. Pancreas are nothing but some leaf-like structure which would be large cream colored gland. So again, this is a gland. So gland means it's going to secrete something. So this pancreas is located below the stomach. If you take a look at your textbook where the human body with the digestive organs image is given, okay, there you can find your gallbladder, liver and pancreas. The pancreas is located below your stomach. So what does this pancreas secrete so that it acts as a gland? Okay, the pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice is responsible for the breaking down of carbohydrates and proteins. You may get a doubt now, ma'am, in the mouth itself we saw that carbohydrates is broken down. And in the stomach itself protein is broken down. And again, why this pancreatic juice is responsible for this? Actually, the juice from your pancreas, that is a pancreatic juice, and bile juice, that is which is stored in the gallbladder, everything will have a connection to your stomach. Okay, so these juices are only responsible for the breaking down of carbohydrates and proteins into simpler substances. Since we already saw about the stomach, there we saw that it is responsible for breaking down the proteins. And what did we learn there? It gets the juices and acids from liver and pancreas so that it mixes the food. Right? So that is what we are seeing it as a continuation. Only from the pancreatic juice and the bile juice, the stomach is able to break down the proteins and carbohydrates. Okay? The next thing, now we shall learn about your small intestine. Small intestine is about 7.5 centimeter. Sorry, meter. As I told you already, it is about 7.5 meter. And the intestinal juice is secreted in the small intestine. Okay? A juice called intestinal juice is secreted by the small intestine for the complete breakdown of all the food components. Okay, so still until the stomach we saw that each food component was broken down. Step by step it was being converted into simpler substances. But once it reaches the small intestine means any leftover matter would also be completely broken down. And all the essential food components would be absorbed. So what is happening in the small intestine? Carbohydrates, fats and proteins are completely broken down. How? How are they broken down into simpler substances? Simpler substances means what? In what manner are they converted into? As we know already, carbohydrates is nothing but your starch. Right? Starch is nothing but the sugar. Sugar is also nothing but the glucose. So the food which we eat, which is rich in carbohydrates, after the process of digestion, that is after the complete broken down process, it gets converted into sugar or glucose. These are only responsible for providing the energy to the body. Fats will get converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Proteins would get converted into simpler substances called amino acids. So still now, as the food which enters the mouth, we know that they are rich in these components. But after the process of digestion, so what is digestion? The process of converting these components into simpler substances. Right? So these components are now converted into simpler substances in the form of sugar, fatty acids, glycerol and amino acids. These are all nothing but their food components only. Sugar is nothing but your carbohydrate. Glycerol is nothing but your fat. Amino acid is nothing but your protein. But what? They are converted into simpler substances. Right? Next we are moving to the, so what is the important process of small intestine? What is the work of small intestine means? It completely breaks down all your food components, and a very important process is happening here. It absorbs the food. Whatever we eat, it should be absorbed by the body and then it should reach to all the parts of the body. Only then we can get the necessary energy to do work, right? So the absorbing of the food, that is into its these simpler substances which are converted should be absorbed by the body parts, right? That work is done by your small intestine and the process is called by the name assimilation. Assimilation means absorption of food. So how is the food absorbed? How are the simpler substances, the food converted into simpler substances are absorbed in your small intestine means by a structure called villus. Okay, villus is nothing but a thin small blood vessel. So villus is a singular one. Villi, when I call it as villi, it is a plural, a group of small blood vessels. So this is your small intestine, about 7.5 meter. When you look into the layers of your small intestine, when you see there, you could have the small blood vessels called villi in the inner layers of the small intestine. Okay, this villi will absorb the food and it transports to different organs. Clear? So, in your small intestine, the food is absorbed by the villi. Villi is nothing but the blood vessels which carries the converted simpler substances of your food to all the different organs. Okay, so now coming back to the very first equation which we learnt in your chapter 1, how the nutrition is absorbed in the plants. With the help of water and carbon dioxide, the plants prepare carbohydrates and they release out oxygen, right? So this is how the food is prepared in the plants. Now, in this chapter, we learned how the food is prepared for the human beings, how the food is absorbed for the human beings. Here, by the process of digestion, carbohydrates is taken into the human body and oxygen is also taken in, right? In return, what do we let out? Carbon dioxide and water. So this equation is responsible for both plants and animals, but the reaction is in the different way. We take in carbohydrates from the food and we inhale oxygen while respiration, and in turn we let out carbon dioxide and water as waste. Understood? So the same equation but it applies in the opposite way. So now did you get an idea how the carbon dioxide is produced in the human body? How do we exhale carbon dioxide, which is a necessary requirement for the plant photosynthesis? How does the plant get the carbon dioxide? From the air. How does we let out our carbon dioxide? Means from the food which we eat. Carbohydrates and oxygen are taken inside, and after the process of absorption, the carbon dioxide which is present inside our body is let out, and water we let it out through excretion. The next organ is large intestine. The large intestine is about 1.5 meters long. Okay, so in our body we have the intestine is of two types, small intestine and large intestine. As we saw, small intestine is about 7.5 meter long and large intestine is about 1.5 meter long. On the whole, the intestines in our body is about 9 meter long. Imagine how long it is. So for our food to get digested, it has to cross nearly 9 meters. Okay. And then, so what is the work of large intestine means? Your small intestine absorbs the food. Your large intestine absorbs and do the digestion for the remaining food which are all not absorbed. Okay, some food materials may remain still undigested and still unabsorbed. Those food which are all undigested are again going through your large intestine, and from them we take in only the water. Okay, so in your small intestine itself all the essential components and all is absorbed, and the water is absorbed from the undigested food in your large intestine. And the last part of your digestion is anus. Okay, so your anus is nothing but the rectum. Your anus will consist of rectum connected to the end anus. So first comes the rectum and then only anus. Okay, so what is the work of this anus and rectum is to excrete out the waste. What is meant by excrete? Let out. Okay, the waste materials. So the undigested food is there, no? It is of a waste. It is of no use to us because we have absorbed all the essential nutrients and the water from them. So the remaining food is a waste. It cannot be stored inside the human body itself. It has to be excreted out. And the waste are called as feces. Fecal matter also they call. It is called as the feces. The waste which are not necessary for the human being after the process of digestion is called by the name feces. So these feces would get stored in the rectum. Okay, as semi-solid feces. Okay, so they get stored in the rectum and they are excreted out via anus. The process of excreting the waste is called as egestion. Egestion means letting out. Excretion, egestion, both are the same. Okay, understood? So your anus is nothing but it consists of both rectum and then only comes your anus. So the work of rectum is to store the feces, and through the anus it is ejected out. Right? So with this, the process of digestion in the human body is getting over. The remaining let us see in the next class. Thank you, children.